Hi everybody, welcome to my homestead and welcome to my channel. My name is Jared. We're going to talk about some pretty significant updates with this earthquake that took place in Turkey. It affected both Turkey and Syria, and the situation has changed in a pretty dramatic way, more than what I realized. Since this is a live stream, I'm going to go ahead and wait for people to get on. Usually takes a minute. One thing I do want you to know, I'm going to pull up my channel to show you this. All right, let me switch over here. So I've decided, and I don't know why I haven't done this before, but if you ever miss a live stream, I have them all saved on the channel. So when you go to the home page right here, it'll show you if I'm live, which it shows right now, right? And then it has my regular videos down here, and then the next row down is going to be past live streams, which there's not like a ton. If you click on past live streams, it'll bring them all up. It's something that I'd like to do a lot more of. I feel that that's kind of been lacking on my channel, and maybe it'll help me connect more with some of you guys if you have a chance to talk on the live stream in the chat. So anyway, so I got that for you. Check out my live streams, check out my playlists. I have a lot of content, so if you enjoy my content, there's no shortage of it, and that makes me happy. I love doing it, and I like being of service to anyone that enjoys it. Okay, Lisa Jex is here. Hello. She says, hey, finally caught a live when it starts. Ha ha ha, with 3 laughing smiley faces. The Haystack. Oh, I just realized that you changed your name. It used to be just Haystack, but now it's The Haystack. Never miss a live stream. He's a devout follower here, a big fan. Which I've always noticed. Thank you, Haystack. You're awesome. El Paculi, bright yellow star. Hello, Jared from Idaho, Idaho. Definitely close to the second coming. With all of the world events that are happening, stay vigilant. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Bethany Gonzalez. Hello, from northern Utah. Bobo Quivari 108 JMJM says Babylon, Cali. Yeah, gotta get Babylon on here. Lisa Jex from West Washington. Cami, love your content, Jared. Good. It makes me happy. I'm always trying to improve and just always keep it as informative, educational, inspirational as possible. Lisa Jex, looking forward to the new Tacoma temple. Yeah, that'll be awesome. And I'm waiting for the new Wichita temple. We had a 70 for a special state conference. Well, it wasn't a special state conference. It was just state conference. But a 70 was there. And I was hoping that maybe, the location or something would be announced. But no, still don't know. Still don't have an announcement on the location. Shirley Post, new, Gresham, Oregon. Hey, hello, Shirley. Joni's here. I'm here again, 2 lives in 1 day. Sweet, but headed to Home Depot soon, so hopefully I don't miss the important stuff. Excuse me. Well, if you do, just watch it later. I don't plan for this to be a long live stream today. I just want to give an update on the earthquake. There's a couple interesting things. Give me a second. I should have thought about this before the stream. Hey, honey, can you grab me a drink? Thank you. Okay. I got like a tickle right here. It's hopefully a drink will help. Tammy says, Jared, hi from Gilbert, Arizona. I love listening to your channel. And I'm glad. And we love Gilbert. We love the Gilbert Temple. I never went through it, but It's beautiful on the outside, and the Temple Grounds are beautiful. My wife's cousin is in Gilbert. Cami, Southern California. AD Jonas, hello from Central Utah. Hello. Dee Dee, like, hits thumbs up, and then thumbs up this way, like that. Oh, I thought it like reverse directions for some reason. Okay. AD Johns, your post from earlier today was awesome. Good. I'm glad. Let's see. We got 89. I would have figured that we'd have more by right now, but maybe people are being burnt out with the live streams. I don't know. Oh, just jumped up to 93. Okay, well, how about we get into it, shall we? All right, so my last video that I did about the earthquake, this is what we knew. It was a 7.8 earthquake that affected both Turkey and Syria, but the epicenter was in Turkey itself. And at that time, there were 2,300 plus deaths, right? Well, I was talking to Jen Stevens today. She's the girl that does the Fire Poppy blog. And her sister-in-law is the one that came up with the poem for sharing the Book of Mormon at Christmas time. And so I was talking to her today, and just like in passing, she was like, yeah, it's at like 33,000 right now. And I was like, whoa. 33,000 or 3,300? And she was like 33,000. And I was like, what on earth? Are you kidding me? So 33,000, and actually it turns out it's a little bit worse than that. So let me show you what I got. So I went to Wikipedia first, and they are reporting, and they don't have the reference here, so I'm not exactly where they're getting this exact number from. But as of right now, it's at 41,132. 41,132. Now, yeah, deaths. Yeah. Are you grabbing a drink for me? Yeah. Okay, thanks. So I was kind of taken aback by that, because I don't know, I guess naively when we were first covering this story, I thought, okay, so like 2,300, it'll probably like climb a little bit more higher than that, but I thought that was basically it. Maybe it would get to like 3,000 or something like that. So this earthquake was a lot deadlier and a lot more significant than I realized at the time. So how does that stack up against other earthquakes? Well, let's look at my earthquake tracker. In fact, before I do, I wanted to do this during the live stream. Let's change this number. So now it's 41. What was it? 130. How do I have such a short? Okay, 132. It was close. And at this point, from everything that I've been reading, this is probably still going to continue to rise, unfortunately. But let's look at my earthquake tab or spreadsheet right here. Okay, so these are all earthquakes per year. So far this year, we've only had the one that has caused any fatalities, or at least fatalities that are 10 or more. Because I get these numbers from Wikipedia, and they only do 10 or more fatalities when it comes to significant earthquakes. So when was the last time that we had an earthquake this deadly? You actually have to go all the way back to 2010. 2010. Okay, that would have been the Haiti earthquake, which is surprising. You know why? It's because the next year in 2011, that's when you had the Japanese. It was the 9.0 earthquake, and it caused that tsunami. Well, apparently not even that was as deadly as this earthquake this year. Okay, hold on, taking a swallow. Yes, it's Coke. Yeah, I'm not ashamed. Okay, so that's really saying something, I mean, going back to 2010, that is quite a ways. Now, Compared to other years, 2010 and before, I mean, now remember, these are totals. Column E is deadliest earthquake of the year. So if we just look at single earthquakes, the last one was 2010, and then 2008 had an earthquake that was basically double in size compared to this one in terms of death toll. Same thing in 2005. 2004, that was the Indonesian earthquake / tsunami. And then going back, 1990, there was one that was 50,000. So you can see that for single earthquakes, this is like in the top like 5, going back to 1985. Okay. And unfortunately, I don't have any good data beyond 1985. So, there's probably been other ones that have been worse. But suffice to say that this earthquake stands out. It definitely stands out for the last 10 plus years. Okay, definitely stands out, and it was highly significant. And again, when we're looking at the total death toll, that's for the whole year. We're only at the beginning of this year. So by the time we reach the end of the year, if the second coming hasn't happened yet, what's this number going to be? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, let me get back to the chat just for a second. Creative Gene, did you hear about Ohio? I'm assuming that you're referring to the train. Yeah, and some people were thinking that maybe these unidentified objects that have been shot down were meant to kind of distract from the train. I haven't looked at that very closely. All I've seen is just like a picture of like the smoke coming from that. I'll have to look into that. DD, thumbs up, helps the algorithms. Oh, thank you, DD, for pointing that out. Alicia C, hello from West Haven, Utah. Hello. Lisa Jex, whenever you cough, the mom in me worries you're seriously sick. Oh, with like emoji. I may be a little bit, like, as far as like this sickness that I have right now, is actually on its way out. As far as my other little cough, I've been reading some of your comments and it may be like asthma from allergies. So it's interesting because like right around this time of year is when I have my yearly checkup with the VA. So I'm going to bring that up when I talk to my primary care physician. The haystack, Valentine's, so many likely. Okay. Valentine's, so many likely have things happened. Indeed. Lisa Jex, good point, haystack. Juger says, Jared, you're a good guy. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Lisa Wilson, thumbs up. Mick Van Nader, hi from West Virginia. Mountain Mama. Jaron Hughes, 46 days till GC, General Conference. Hello from Southern Nevada. Hello. That's where my wife's brother and sister-in-law live. They're in Vegas. I don't know where in Southern Nevada you are, but Melissa Wilson, hi Mick. I used to live in West Virginia. Mountain Mama. What part are you from? Crochet Mama, hello from Southeast Missouri. Hello. Ray Morgan, Malo e lei Hawaiian flower from Bountiful, Utah. Mountain. Mick Van Nader, Fayette County, Sandy's Heritage Artwork, Central Coast of California with a pink flower. Melissa Wilson, I was very close to Charles. Okay, they're having Matthew Kuhn. What up, Jared? Just this earthquake news right now and trying to get over this cough. Alicia C, fires in Chile killed a lot of people too. What, fires this year? I'm gonna have to look into that. I can't tell. It doesn't look like him in his profile picture. Diana to Walt. So there are mines for land and mines for water. Is there any possibilities were meant to be mines for the air, for airplanes to run into? I've never heard of that before. I guess that's possible. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so let's get into the other part of this story. Uh, well, first let's read some of the details. This is from Reuters. 9 survivors pulled from Turkey's rubble as the earthquake. Death toll passes 40,000. This was last updated about an hour ago. The disaster, with a combined death toll in Turkey and neighboring Syria exceeding 41,000, has ravaged cities in both countries, leaving many survivors homeless in near freezing winter temperatures. We've already talked about, like, in Syria specifically, they're also dealing with civil war, and it's just Syria has been hit really hard over the last few years, primarily from the civil war. Many people have left the country, and now it seems like maybe more are going to be on their way out. Okay. Erdogan of Turkey says we are facing one of the greatest natural disasters, not only in our country, but also in the history of humanity. And I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I'm not sure about that. Like, greatest in the sense of, like, maybe the top 1,000. I don't know. Okay, sure. We don't need to get nitpicky about that. Okay. UN authorities have said the rescue phase is coming to a close, with the focus turning to shelter, food, and schooling. Some 26 million people across both countries need humanitarian assistance. Turkish toll. Okay, it has, like, some specific numbers there, but in fact, there's a typo right here. Look at this. 35,000. And then what's this number right here? 35,000, 3,418. There's a typo. Anyway, I added that up, and that's still below the number that's on Wikipedia. So, but I'm going to go with the Wikipedia number, because I have reason to believe that it's accurate. So, and it's probably just going to go up anyway. More than 2.2 million people have left the worst hit areas already, Erdogan said, and hundreds of thousands of buildings have become uninhabitable. That's kind of a surreal thing to picture for me. Hundreds of thousands of buildings uninhabitable. That is like a pretty far-reaching destruction. It's mind-blowing, and I'm just wondering how many more people from Syria are going to be leaving the Middle East. You know, maybe undoubtedly some will probably still stay there. Maybe some will go to Turkey or other places. But one thing that we've talked about before in the channel is that whenever you have tragedy occur, whether it's war or natural disasters or something like that, that causes people to migrate to somewhere else, it's bad, but sometimes there's a silver lining. If you're in an area where the gospel is not being taught because missionaries can't be there, well, the Lord can, using situations like this, bring you to the missionaries or bring you to the gospel. You know, there's been a lot of talk in recent years about many from the Middle East, primarily from Syria, going up into Europe and places like that. And I would encourage you to look at it in those terms, that because, you know, there's all sorts of, like, political ways to look at that, and, you know, those are valid and stuff. But one other way to look at it is that people who did not have access to the gospel before may now have access to it. And they may be positioned in a better way going forward with their families. People are going to keep having families. Babies are going to grow up, and they're probably going to remain in those places. And then after a couple generations, you know, they're going to be Europeans. And, you know, maybe one of the descendants of these refugees will bring the gospel into their family line, essentially. So that's one thing to think about. Excuse me. Let me check out the chat. Melanie Hessler, wow, just wow. I find peace in my life by going off into the temple. As for your cough, clove ginger, lemon, simmered, not boiled, sweetened with raw honey or fermented garlic, 6 cloves a day, 7 days. All right. All right. Matthew Kuhn, is that you, dude? Is that like Lana? You're married to Lana. Is that you? Confirm, please, in the chat. Jean Marie Fogarty, hi from Ohio. Emailed you a clip from our news about the train wreck a few days ago. Okay, I'll look at that because it seems like this is a big story too. So I should probably look into that and see what the implications are. Oh, honey, it is. It's Matt. It's Matt Kuhn. Jenica says hi. Say hi to Lana. Let's see. Melanie Hessler. Un estimates. It's going to be above 50,000. I just read it. Yeah, shoot. Okay, what is it? Let's take a look at that. Let's go back to the tracker. So in order to, okay, so it's definitely not going to be worse than what happened in 2010. But the next worst one was in 2008 with 87,000. So in order to top that, it'll have to be 87,000. So not that it's a competition, but just looking at it as far as like, again, in terms of signs and judgments being poured out upon the nations. And this is not a statement that, you know, all people involved with this were wicked or anything like that. But we do know that God's judgments are coming upon the earth. But we care about these people. We love them and hope that they can get their life back after such a horrible thing. I don't even know what would happen here if it was me, you know. I've often wondered what would happen if like our house burned down or something happened that damaged our property. It's like we'd have to get rid of our animals probably, or like hastily like repair the fence, I guess. Or I don't know. I guess it depends on what the situation was. Intignia, it might be Intignia or Intignia. I think it's Intignia Dickey says, there were times in an earlier war, I think World War I, there were balloons sent up over the cities with explosives. When the planes came over at night to bomb, they would hit the wires with bombs. Yeah, that kind of rings a bell. That rings a bell. Delise Music is here. You guys make sure to subscribe to her channel. She's an LDS music creator. She says, wow, so much devastation. We are in it. Yeah, we sure are. We really, really are. Okay, now let's look at the interesting, potentially symbolic event that went along with this earthquake. Okay. Let's go over to CNN. So this is interesting. It says earthquake created a deep chasm in middle of Turkish olive grove. Okay. And you can see right here, you can see the olive trees here in the background. And, you know, I don't know if it's half and half, but, it split the olive grove in some way. You have olive trees on this side of the chasm and then olive trees on that side. And this is pretty dramatic looking, you know. If you want cinematic, I mean, here it is. Here it is right here. It's unbelievable that this opened up as a result of the earthquake. And I'd heard about this before within the last day or two, that there's been like a, big, chasms like this. But I had not seen this story until tonight, that it went through an olive grove. And I think you could possibly draw some symbolism out of this. When we think about Jacob 5 in the Book of Mormon, that's the parable of the olive tree. And it's not a perfect match with what we're seeing here, but let me explain. We know that in that parable, what was going on is you had one tree and it was producing good fruit and then bad fruit. and branches were taken off and taken to other places in the vineyard. And then later, they were brought back. The natural branches were brought back, and then the olive tree then once again produced natural good fruit, right? So it's not a perfect parallel between what we're seeing here, but you still get that idea of a division of olive trees, right? I think you kind of see a picture here, symbolically, metaphorically, of a valley, right? The valley of decision, Jehoshaphat, where it's like, what side are you going to be on when Christ comes? Are you going to be living a telestial lifestyle, or are you going to be living a celestial or terrestrial lifestyle and continue on into the millennium? It makes you think about the parable of the 10 virgins, right? So it's a pretty dramatic object lesson, if that's what the Lord is doing here. And frankly, he probably is, honestly. Maybe even just for this audience, who knows? I'm sure there's probably other people, other Christians that would look at this and maybe draw the same parallels. Not so much Jacob 5, because that's in the Book of Mormon, but just, knowing the significance of olive trees and stuff like that, So I think that's pretty amazing. I didn't read through this before. It's not very long. Let me just see what it says here. A verdant olive grove was cleaved in two during last week's devastating earthquake in Turkey, creating a valley 984 feet long, about 300 meters, that now divides the area. 300 meters. I mean, that's almost 1,000 feet. That is significant. If that was my property, I would be like, what the freak? Are you serious right now? What am I going to do? Am I supposed to build like a bridge now so I can like tend to both sides of my olive grove? And this right here, this in itself, just the way that this is worded, that the olive grove was cleaved in two, it makes you think about what's going to happen on the Mount of Olives, right? The Mount of Olives is going to cleave in two. That's the more obvious symbolism. Why didn't I think about that right away? Okay, it works both ways. Okay, the more amazing one is, because this is like a mountainous region, and it looks like this is kind of like a hill or a mountain, and it was cleaved in two, just like the Mount of Olives is going to be cleaved in two when Christ comes. Holy cow. Okay, I absolutely think that this is like a foreshadowing. I absolutely do. This is crazy. I'm going to have to put this on the tracker, because I think that this is that's just like too perfect for the time that we live in right now. A Mount of Olives in Turkey cleaved in two. Is this going to be what it looks like when Christ comes? It's probably going to be more dramatic, because my understanding, everything that we've researched, is that the chasm of the Mount of Olives cleaving in two is meant to be kind of like an escape as Jerusalem is under siege, right? And maybe this could do the job, possibly, because if you had people kind of like say that this is Jerusalem back here in the background, if you have people coming over here, this would provide good cover. Okay, maybe it doesn't have to be so deep as maybe what we're thinking, because if you have like artillery going off and explosions and there's shrapnel and stuff like that, this would provide good cover. Like you see this big, well, I'm not sure what that is. I guess it's a chunk of land. It's not a boulder, but you do have a bunch of boulders and stuff like that. There's a lot of good places to hide in here. Maybe as you're like escaping the city, it's just like it provides you cover and concealment from the enemy over here in Jerusalem. So maybe we're getting a little preview. Maybe this is a little preview of things to come. Maybe it'll look just like this. Who knows? Or maybe it'll be more dramatic. I don't know. That is fascinating. That is so fascinating. Remarkable footage of the split olive grove has emerged from Turkey's southeast Altınazı district, which borders Syria, showing a jagged, sandy colored canyon like chasm. The cleavage reaches over 130 feet deep or 40 meters. Yeah, that's deep. That is deep. Jeez Louise. I wonder if there's like other articles that cover this that maybe have different pictures. How about we see? Well, I don't think this is I think this is something else. No, that looks like it's a video. No, not images. Go to news. Okay. No, this is provided by CNN, but I wonder if they have different pictures. No. No. No, I'm not seeing anything else. So thank goodness that we have this one article that's showing this to us. Gosh, this is something I'd like to frame. Earlier today, when I was talking about that meteor that went over France and England, it was a really stunning photo, like a really pretty photo that I'd like to print out and frame. That's what I should do. I should print some of these pictures out, frame them, and then put them on the wall behind me or something. But this one would probably make the list. Dang, that is crazy. Let me just kind of skim through this. It was like a battlefield when we woke up. Yeah. This is not a small town. There are 1,000 houses and 7,000 people live here. Of course, we are scared. If it was a little closer, it would have happened in the middle of our town. Jeez. Going back to this article, it was talking about. It had a section here called "Traumatized Population," and this is what it says. The World Health Organization's Turkey representative, Batir Berdikilchev, highlighted the quote-unquote growing problem of a quote-unquote traumatized population, forecasting the need for psychological and mental health services in the affected regions. Quote, people only now start realizing what happened to them after this shock period. Yeah. It's horrible. It's traumatic. It's probably going to leave some people with PTSD, undoubtedly. There's no doubt about that. There was another part here. Oh, yeah, this. UNICEF said it fears that even without verified numbers, it is tragically clear that the number of children killed following the quake will continue to grow. So someone earlier in the chat was talking about a report where they expect it to be more than 50,000. I'm just going to have to watch this, report it. You guys can watch it too. Let me know if you find out of any significant developments with this story, and then I'll probably do a video about it. Mindy's here. Hey, Mindy. Devin Fuller. Hey, I'm a bug fan too. I think he means big fan. But bug fan, that sounds good. Denise Blackmore, your picture is very blurry. Sorry about that. It may just be the connection. It's possibly the internet on your side, but if it's not, then I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it right now. Arlene T, I'm late. Hello from Utah. Hello. Eric Draper, hi. Hi. Robin Crochet, don't read the... Okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't read this out loud. Erdogan is pronounced Erdogan. Okay. Erdogan. Yeah, because now the thing about it is that it's necessary to have that G in there. It's absolutely necessary because that's how English works. You have, just incredible words like though, where you have to have a G followed by an H because it just makes sense that way. Thank you, Robin. Becky Walton, could be a foreshadowing of Zechariah 14:4, where the Mount of Olives will be split. I'm assuming that you probably put that before I came to that realization. Robin says, I'm starting to get Moroni's feeling in the Book of Mormon, watching our connected world family dying. So sad. Robin from Salt Lake City. Arlene T, I agree, foreshadowing for sure, pointing us to the events that are soon to come. The Haystack says, all the earthquakes in Turkey form a 7. Really? Cool. I'm not going to look that up now, but should I look that up now? No. Yes. No. Yes. I'm going to do it. Let me see if I can do it on the USGS website. GS earthquake maps or the earthquake. Okay. And then we'll have to do it. When was it? Was it within the last 7 days? I don't know. Yeah, it basically does. Look at that. It's like that. Let's do all magnitudes. Basically stays the same. Let's do 30 days. Oh, wow. With the 30 days, it's even more apparent. It's the number 7 right above Israel, more or less. Okay, more like northwest, but more north than, or sorry, northeast, but more north than east. That's crazy. Good observation. The haystack. Okay. CT-7609. The world gets worse and worse every day, and it's very sad. Yeah. Alicia Parrish, did the rabbi you spoke with today say anything noteworthy about things going on in Israel? No, nothing about Israel. We were talking about a number of different things, including like Jewish unity between, because I told him about that interview that I did with Rabbi Pepperstone and just how, just like how with the community of Christ, I was kind of taken aback at how far they had drifted from their original beliefs. The same kind of thing happened to me when I talked to Rabbi Pepperstone, because I figured that to conservative Jews, they probably still believed that there was going to be a third temple and that the priests and the Levites were still necessary. But he basically said no. It was very reminiscent of the Community of Christ interview that I did. So I was just kind of like talking to him about that. But no, there wasn't anything like too noteworthy to report. Tim Wright family says, just heard that 2025 will be the height of solar storm activity. All right. Dudley 12, sorry I'm late. Well, it's fine. Just don't let it happen again. Jay Kennedy, just read an enormous solar flare caused a radio blackout in South America. Catching this late, so maybe someone already mentioned. No, nobody has. And I wish I had more expertise with that. I usually rely on people like Mr. MBB333. He's the guy that does, watches the sky phenomena, but he also talks about things like CMEs, which are like, solar flares, coronal mass ejections. He watches the Schumann resonance and stuff like that. There's another channel that I occasionally check in with. I think his channel is called World News Report Today. James Kaufman. He's a character, but he does a really good job checking that stuff out. Laurel K. This is exactly what I've been called for when we have our quake. I was led to study psychology in college to fulfill my purpose to be a comfort to those who are grieving. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of need for that going forward, not just with judgments like this that are coming upon the world, uh, but I really do think, I really do think that we are not prepared enough psychologically, emotionally for when the wicked are removed from the earth, because they are your friends and your family and your acquaintances and your coworkers and stuff like that. We all, I guarantee you, we all know people that will not be moving into the millennium. And because people put on a facade, right, a false appearance, you're probably going to be surprised at some people that don't go. You thought that they were just like a great person, they served a mission, they were a bishop, they were, always giving to charity, whatever the case may be. I think we would all do well to just be ready maybe for some shock, because there's probably going to be some need of emotional healing and recovery after that event occurs, the cleansing of the earth. Um, let's see. Creative Gene, do not drink your water. The chemical from those trains can contaminate the rivers in your area. Just be safe. All right. I'll just Coca-Cola is okay, right? Should I just stick to Coke? Diane Neal, hi from Israel. Hi from Israel. Hi from Israel. Okay, you gotta tell me more about that. Are you a member of this church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? Are you from the United States? Are you a citizen of Israel? I need to know more about you, Diane. Dudley 12, psychology is very important. Arlene T, I just looked to see where the Costco water that I drink is bottled, because now I'm a little worried about where that chemical cloud is going to contaminate. Shoot.
I know, I'm worried about everything now.
Don't, honey, don't. You guys are scaring my wife. Jeez. I'm just gonna end this. You guys don't be overly scared. Just be wise. Take proper precautions, and yeah, let's find out where the water is coming from. But I wouldn't lose sleep over it. Diane Neal says, having lived through many very large earthquakes on several continents, nothing can prepare you. Diane Neal says, I am both. So okay, look, you're both a citizen of Israel and a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Are you Jewish? Are you formally a Jew? Who? Tell me more. Tell me more. Venus Craig with the creepy eye says, you think Istanbul is next? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not very big on predicting things. Tim Wright family says, recently we missed a CME by 9 days. The sun rotates every 25 days. Eventually it will line up. Some ancient ruins now show signs of melted stone. Marcellus 71C. Hi everyone. Hi Marcellus. Dudley 12 says John 14:27. All right. I'll bite. What's that say? I don't have it memorized, so. John 14:27. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Yeah. I agree. That was a great thing to share for this. You guys, don't be scared. Bad things can happen to us. They can. And they probably will. And they probably already have for many of us, but you'll make it through. And even if we pass away, the most important thing is that we have a sure foundation and that we're keeping our covenants. Right? Okay. Diane Neal says, I would tell you more, but we have to be quite quiet under the radar here. But a great community of about 300 LES. Check your IG messages sometime. Oh, Instagram? Is that? Yeah, Instagram. Or just email me. If you want, I would love to talk to you, like to interview you. You don't have to. You don't have to. But I would be very interested in talking to you. Please. Can we just even just like on Zoom, just private. I would love to do that. And yes, I'm Jewish too. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Here it is, you guys. Here we have one in Israel. You think it's not happening? It is. Oh, that is so cool. That makes my day. My Jenica, my wife says that's awesome. No, seriously, you should reach out to me if you get. I'll respond to your message. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm really bad when it comes to Facebook and Instagram. For the same reason I'm bad with everything. It's just too much for me to keep on top of. She says, happy to anytime. Bam. I say bam. Okay. So if I ever don't respond to you, to anybody, it should not be interpreted as a slight or anything like that. It's simply, I just have too many people. I cannot respond to everybody and I can't keep up with it all. I wish I could. I wish I could slow down time, interact with each one of you one-on-one, and I'm sure we'll be able to do that after this life. But right now, limited by time. Okay, we have not risen dimensions yet, so I can only do what I can do. Diane Neal says, many are being called here. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. That is so cool. Laurel K says, please interview Diane Neal. Yes, do you hear them, Diane? They're calling for you. They want to hear from you. We should set it up. That'd be so cool. Diane Neal, it's okay, me too. I have hundreds of thousands of followers on social, so I get it. I'm only in the tens of thousands, but yeah, you get it. Okay, cool. Well, it is 8:38 here in Kansas, and I need to eat dinner. Strange time to eat dinner, I know. Today was just kind of it was a weird day, but I need to go eat, and they're going to watch some shows and then go to bed. And they're going to finish up my bathroom tomorrow, which is exciting. They stained it, but like it has to like sit, and then there's going to be some stuff done around the toilet. If you missed the live stream earlier, I picked my stain for the bathroom floor. It turned out good. It looks great. And it's cool to have like actual real floor, not just vinyl. I know that there's like pros and cons, but we decided to save the vinyl flooring for the kitchen, but it's awesome. I'll have to take a picture and show you sometime.
Yummy wants you to say
Happy
Happy Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
My daughter tells me to say Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Diane Neal, ha 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 ha. There is some very interesting things happening here. Yeah, no doubt. I've been following Israel pretty closely, and there's probably a lot of things that you know of that I don't. But I have a playlist for Israel, the state of Israel, one for Jerusalem, one for the Temple Mount, and one for the Third Temple. So I try my best to keep on top of that stuff. Unfortunately, it primarily just comes through like one source. It's through Israel 365 News, but they do a really good job with what they call biblical news. But gosh, I'm so happy to be talking to you, Diane. Okay, this is the last one. It's going to Lisa Jex real quick. Where'd you take the cow? Oh, you must be referring to the short that I did. So now that I'm doing TikTok, I'm just like reposting a bunch of my old stories that I posted on Facebook, on my personal Facebook, because I'm trying to get my TikTok following up. And so that's an old video. I decided to share it on YouTube as well. We had a there was this girl. I guess she's in our stake. She's like in a branch, kind of close to me, and she had to go back to North Carolina to be with her husband because he was getting out of the military. And just the way things worked out, they wanted to like just be with him for the last part of his service. And so they were just like getting rid of farm animals. And someone's like, "Hey, she's getting rid of a cow. You should like hit her up." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, we don't have any money to buy it right now, but if you need to like get rid of it soon, I'll take it. And she was like, "Yeah." And so we went and got her. It was a Jersey heifer. And up until that point, we had already had cows in our van because like we don't have a truck and a trailer yet. And found out that it works out pretty good. It just depends on the size of the cow. And this is the first time that we had done like an adult cow, but she wasn't a mini. Jerseys are small, but she wasn't a mini. Jersey cows are smaller compared to other breeds. And so we tried it out and she fit. And so we just took her home. And so it was pretty cool. Her name was Daisy, and she was a really sweet cow. But now we just have 2 steers. And how old are they?
About 11 months. They're almost a year old.
They're almost a year old. So, but anyway. Okay. All right. That's going to be it. So thank you all. Diane, I'll be talking to you soon. If anyone here is new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. Like this video if you liked it. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below if you're watching this later after the live stream. And I'll talk to you guys later.